cylinder.
And I'm Cale Maven, driver of the number 17 Legend car.
And I'm Levi Moores, driver of the M80 Legend car.
Heyo, what's going on, everybody? We had 2 weeks off. I hope everyone had a good little vacation. With Christmas and the New Year's. Just these past 2 weeks. Of course, me and Kel and Levi, we're happy to get back at it here on the Blood Eagle Racing podcast. Kel, Levi, what's going on?
Not much, but man, I had a good Christmas and good New Year's, and we just had a relaxing time and off from work and just ready to get this 2022 started. And hopefully it ends up better than last year. What about Levi?
I second that. Everything was going pretty well for me, with the exception I did have to go to work. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's been it was a nice little break there, and now I really look forward to getting getting everything back and ready to hop in the real car. But I mean, I've got to say, this iRacing stuff we've been doing lately has really helped me out a lot, getting the dust knocked off and ready to get back on the track.
Yeah, I mean, we got 3 months left here the off season, at least for us, because you guys start around March, right?
Yeah, I
About
think.
middle of March.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't start till like May, like middle of April is really actually when it starts to get going, but middle of April, May. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. Hopefully this year's gonna be good. Hopefully everybody, all the listeners and stuff. Hopefully 2022 is better than 2021 for you, and if 2021 was good, hopefully it's even better than that. So it's just a win-win. But yeah, speaking of iRacing, so for people who haven't heard or maybe forgot about, last Tuesday was the first race of the Blood Eagle Racing Podcast League with the Street Stocks. And before we get into that, I found out some news. I think I told you, Levi, but I don't know if I told you, Kel. So I was in a chat with a few guys, and we were sitting there, we were talking, and somehow in the iRacing scene, we talked about what was going to be coming out next for the dirt side. And of course, it caught my ear because I heard 4 cylinders. So they're going to make an actual 4 cylinder. Dell Jr. tweeted it out that they're going to make a 4 cylinder and they were going to make a street stock Monte Carlo class.
No way.
Yeah. Yep. So,
wow.
So these street stocks, yeah. So these street stocks we're running right now, we ain't gonna be running them for long, because I won't go to anything else. I'll just run them 2 classes and then just have a ball. And now I don't know when they're coming out, but for 2022, those are the. So I imagine with here probably in a month, probably as soon as our league ends, then that's whenever they're gonna be coming out with the metric cars and stuff. Because right now the street stocks are old Leaf Springs that they used to run in the 70s. So it's about time they get with the times here. So yeah, no, I'm super excited, super stoked. I've always said about it. I mean, especially me being a 4 cylinder guy, and actually all of us being a lower. I don't want to say lower, but I guess we are, because we don't run late models or sprint cars or anything like that. We're the small guy, and it's cool to see that get implemented in iRacing. What do you guys think?
I think it's cool. Anything they add to iRacing and it's on dirt. I love dirt racing, so I'm excited. What you got, Levi?
I'm looking forward to it. Going along with what Tyler said, I mean, it feels nice to see that the classes that make up the most of a race night anymore, like just the amount of cars that you see turn out for. I mean, just looking at the 4 cylinders and all that, these guys, they're so many weekend warriors just now finally are getting a little bit extra attention, at least on the iRacing side. And it's nice to see that kind of come in, so that now they actually have a dedicated class for that car potentially coming in, and I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, you know how many guys I've met. I've been on iRacing now for 3 years. You know how many guys I've met that are that run the 4 cylinders, run the the legends, uh, micro sprints. You know what I mean? Because those are, in our same. They're not 410 sprints or 305s or anything. So they're in the same small car, small guy kind of group, and you know, tons of tons of guys that I've met on there. So it's really cool to finally see that, they are doing something for us and getting on there. I mean, I know that's not the most popular class. I mean, everybody wants to run a super, but I tell you what, has anyone who actually said that and has iRacing who cares tried to run a super? It's hard as hell. So
Yeah.
it's super hard. So I'm more
Yeah.
of a the street stocks. I like street stocks guy because you can beat and bang off each other. If I touch you in a sprint car, we're both done, and in a late model, we're both done. So at
Yeah.
least not saying I like dirty driving. I'm just saying sometimes stuff happens. Someone gets a little loose. You get a little tap, a little rub air. I'm not. If it happened in a late model, that guy's eating the wall. I'm getting an EUL. So I just ruined both of our nights. So and that happens a
Right.
lot on iRacing. Happens a lot.
So, with these two new cars that are coming out, be honest with you, it's the two cars that you race,
Yeah.
the front wheel drives and that new pure stock that you got. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's what I thought too. I'm like, that's something else. Yeah, we got a lot done actually. I didn't even pretty much ask you guys or even put in. We went right into the iRacing stuff. Um, we got a lot done. We got the rear end out of that pure stock. We got pretty much got it down to the bare frame. We got to do a few things, and then it's just assembling it all back together. Together, we got the motor apart, pistons in, small stuff like that. Just waiting on a few other little things, and that will be all done, squared away. So, a little more of a later start than I normally like. I don't like waiting until after the first year. It's pretty much November, December. I already like starting to really rip into it, but we we're still moving here. So, but
Yeah.
but yeah, no, the back to the iRacing stuff. So that's what. So with those two coming out, definitely when they come out, we got to start a league for one of them. Um, but going back here before we get our guest on, uh, I want your guys' overall opinion on last week's race, and what would you notice? I mean, or how did your guys' race just ended up going in the first place?
Um, my race that evening did not go very good at all from the start. In the heat race, I'm not mistaken, I got into Levi and he got stuck on top of the wall, so he had to get a tow and get back to the pits. So that finished him last on the heat races.
But little did
So
we know that
did
helped him.
little did we know, yeah, that started him on the pole because it was a full field invert,
Yeah, my
which
fault.
I don't think is going to happen this week. But full field invert puts Levi on the pole for the feature. But I mean, Levi's a good driver. I messed up and I wrecked him. But
I gotta
but
say that starting position really helped me where I was at on the track, but it did not help my blood pressure.
oh yeah, it's a little
And
nerve wracking.
if anybody could have heard our team chat on Discord, I was not a happy camper being up there because, like I said, with the heat race, everything that happened, I only got maybe one or two laps to see what the track state was going to kind of feel like. And
Yeah,
honestly, I think the first quarter of the feature for me, it was pretty nice. The invert really did work in my favor in that first bit, and then a couple cautions later, all of a sudden I had a 418 on my inside and I choked.
yeah. It that that racetrack was very very difficult, and I'm glad we got it out of the way first.
Yeah.
And this next track, it's more of a traditional dirt track, so I'm not very good, but we uh we just had a practice run just a few seconds ago, and I actually held it on the track without wrecking. So that was
Yeah.
good news.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
But
you
hey,
did real good.
Tyler, I got to get off this iRacing stuff just for a second, if you don't mind.
No.
I want to congratulate Levi. Last night we went to the Barn Raceway in Waverly to do the RC racing, and Levi won both of his heats and was leading the feature and had a slip up but he ended up finishing second last night, so he got a podium. So that was pretty cool for Levi, get up there, his first podium of the year.
Yeah, that's yeah, good for you, Levi. And you actually just got into that stuff, so that's something really to hang your hat on.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Once again, it helped my ego a little bit there, but it did not help my blood pressure.
we both started on the same night. Me and Levi just started RC racing, and he has taken to it pretty good. He's fast, and of course, you know where I'm at. Him in the back, just like iracing. But it's still fun going out there and hanging out with all your buds. And my stepson goes with us, and we had a good time.
Good, good, for sure.
Sorry, we can get back to iracing now. I just
No,
wanted to
oh, yeah,
congratulate.
no, you're good. You're good.
I
Yeah,
want to
actually,
congratulate Levi on that.
yeah. Before you forgot,
You guys.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it was yeah, I agree with you, Kel. I'm glad that track got is out of the way, and we're done with it there because really it was the top was super fast, like especially Levi. For you, I went back and watched the replay of it, and I mean, you checked out even the first few cautions. I think we had a caution right away, and then um, I think around like lap 10 or 15 we had another caution. But yeah, it was for me. I had a blast because I finished second in my heat, and I started. I believe it was 11th or 13th, something like that, and ended up coming up through the field and made some pretty crazy passes, like pretty aggressive, but luckily it worked out for me. As soon as that top went away, started trying to chip away at that bottom, just didn't have the car set up right, and wasn't able to. Then the caution came out, and then we were still double foul. I got stuck to the top and just got freight trained on the bottom. I ended up finishing like sixth, but overall it was fun. I mean, I'm glad and happy everybody who came out and joined us for the third season of Blood Eagle Racing League. And if you missed it and you'd like to go back and watch it, it's on HAR TV Esports. And old Ron Powell's over there. He did a real good job announcing the race, and it was a lot of fun. And you know, like I said, now this week we're at Williams Grove. We just ran a race at Williams Grove, and I feel a little bit better after running that race. But I tell you what, it's the first time in a long time I feel like I'm there, but I just don't got the car to finish it.
yeah,
Because before that, I mean, even back last season, last year, before the update came out, we had the setups, we had good cars. We kind of knew pretty much how to run every track, what we needed to do for the feature, stuff like that. And it just seems like we're behind the eight ball like all the time.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean it's like laps and laps and laps and hours of testing we're doing each week just to get these cars into a somewhat decent shape that we feel comfortable. And even at that, we're still adjusting even through the race,
Yeah.
trying to find out what little bit can get us back to the way we used to run.
Yep. That's why, like I said, whenever them cars come out, like I was telling Levi, I think I'm done with the street stocks. I'm just gonna go and run whatever one comes out first because I don't really care.
right.
Whatever one comes out first, that's gonna be the car that we're gonna run. And even if it's late part of the year, I would like to maybe do another league. Try to get two in and maybe do something with Chicken Bone Alley or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
that'd be great.
try to get David and Sterling on board. And speaking to David, he ended up getting a legend car. So about time.
Yeah,
So about time. Well,
Eh,
we got to get him back on
eh,
here one of these times.
yeah. I was on their show last week. Yeah, it was pretty cool. They had me on there.
Yeah, you didn't mention
Um,
me enough, but that's all right.
yeah, you didn't even listen to it. Hey, but I just want to let people know that if they don't remember where to go find that race from last week that we ran on our league, we posted it on our Facebook page, Blood Eagle Racing on Facebook page, so they can go find that on there if they want to watch it and get a
Yeah,
laugh of
I'm in the
everybody and stuff.
works. I'm in the works right now trying to get it on YouTube. So I'm trying. I know
Okay.
some people don't got Facebook, so I am trying for you guys, so you can see what we're talking about on here. But now that we kind of summed up, that we're going into Williams Grove and stuff. Before we get too far into that, let's bring on last week's feature winner, Jordan McEvoy here. All right, Jordan, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Oh, nothing. So, like I said, when I'm getting them on here, last week winner at Weedsport, first time winner, I believe, of the Blood Eagle Racing League. Is that true, Jordan?
Yeah, that was my first one here with you guys in the league racing deal. I've been close a couple times, but never could really close on it till now.
Yeah, because you ran the our final two, seasons 1 and 2, and then we had a little special like last November or something. But yeah, no, for sure. Glad you can make some time to get on here, and so it's weird for me. So people who don't know, me and Jordan are actually cousins, and we actually race together and stuff, and it's real cool to get on here and race the iRacing stuff. But um, Jordan, just go ahead and tell us your take on racing and what it's done for you, like actual IRL stuff, actual racing, what it's done. Then we'll get into the iRacing stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, ever since I was maybe a couple weeks old, maybe even months old, uh, Graham and my mom were always taking me to the local track here and watching my dad and uncles race growing up, and started watching Tyler and my cousin Adam race. They're late 2000s, and I just always had a love for it, and it was always fun going to the races, helping my uncles out. So I always just wanted to do it, and then finally in 2020, I just went out and out telling my mom and dad I went out and bought a car, and they weren't too happy about it, but something I like to do. It keeps me out of trouble.
There you go. What'd you get?
I just went and actually just bought a 4-cylinder because me and Tyler were talking. He was in the kick to get back into it as well, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it with you, and we'll just have fun with it." And we raced against each other for the first 2 seasons of my racing career, so it's always been fun racing with him, and just spending time with the family at the track's the best part about it.
I
Yeah.
I will say that it is a lot more fun when you got like family members out there. Like, so out of all, listen, I had a bunch of good races this past year. I had a bunch of bad ones, but I had a bunch of good ones as well. But nothing beats the first time I ever went to Latrobe was with Jordan. So I'm just gonna tell the story, Jordan, real quick.
All right.
So we went. It was at the end of the year. I just kind of just got my car done. I think I had like 3 races on it because me and Jordan were traveling around. We went to Hummingbird, then down Roaring Knob, and we're like, all right, well, where are we going? Because a lot of the tracks, locally, are done. So Jordan's like, hey, well, you want to go to Latrobe? I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's go to Latrobe. So, well, what time? He goes, uh, gates open 5:30 or something like that. I says, all right. Um, and we ended up getting down there 5:30. First of all, it was packed. It was a special. So we get down there, miss pill draw because at 5 o'clock pill draw stopped. So we all had to start in the back. It was me, Jordan, and my cousin Adam, our cousin Adam, and man, what a good time! It was a lot of fun. None of us knew the track, but we were going out having a blast, and I think there was 30 cars there, and it's just the stories that you can tell, because now it's instead of me trying to tell you, Cale, you weren't out on the track with me, but whenever it was like me, Jordan, and Adam, you know, saying about the track and stuff, or about the race, like my cousin Adam ended up losing a right rear tire, and he didn't even know it, and yeah, so Jordan's sitting there trying to tell Adam that his wheel is gone, but Jordan's got his what is that, Jordan, that you hit where?
That Hans device.
The Hans device, so he can't move his head. So he can barely move his arms, and he's trying to tell Adam that his wheel's gone. I don't know how you do that, but even I was like listening, like so I'm like driving around, and I keep hearing, what was his number, Jordan?
It was 4.
It was 4. It said 4. You lost your right rear. Take it to the pits. 4. You lost your right rear. Take it to the pits. And we keep going around. I'm like, damn, 4, go to the pits. I'm like, wait a minute, 4, that's Adam. Because that's not his number normally. So it was it was so funny. But yeah, enough taking up this your time, Jordan. But I mean that was just something I thought was hilarious.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, we still talk about that exact race in the garage. I think every time we're sitting there, just talking, we're always bringing up that race and that exact moment. So it's always fun to have those kind of memories.
Sounds like we need to get Adam on here.
Yeah, me and Adam could go on and do stories like that because me and Adam raced together for like 4 years, and then he got out of it, and got back in it, and so we
Yeah,
we did that. We're gonna have to get him on here one time because me and him do got some good stories.
that's cool.
Yeah, going back to Jordan's racing career and all that. I just happened to overhear you talking to Tyler the other day about possibly getting another car and getting it all squared away. What all tracks do you plan on running at this upcoming year? Do you have a game plan going into this next season?
I mean, really, it kind of just depends on work schedule. 'Cause I started a new job, so I don't know how much time I'll have on Fridays. But I mean, Friday nights probably just be a normal dog hollow, and then maybe Saturday, probably just travel wherever most of my family goes. Whether Tyler goes to Latrobe, I'll probably go down there a couple times, or Marion Center. So I mean, it's up in the air on where we're gonna go.
Gotcha. Yeah, that work seems to be a big bummer when it comes to trying to plan out a race schedule.
I know I feel real bad for Tyler when I was always trying to get him to go racing on Saturdays or something, and he'd always had work, so he never made half the time. I
Yeah.
wanted to go race with him. He's too busy working.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I will say this: Jordan is my. I guess you could say he is my lucky charm because he came down the night I won Latrobe because I ended up losing a trailer tire, and I called him to bring me one down so I can make it home. And he ended up coming down, and it was the normal crowd that goes with me, like my cousin Jerry, and other family, but Jordan came down. It was the oddball, I guess you could say, to the group. Not to every person that comes down every week, but he came down and I ended up getting it done. So yeah, Jordan, it looks like wherever I'm gonna go from now on, you just gotta come with me.
I mean, all we got to do is just have me flip it over on a Friday night, and so I don't race Saturday, and I'll come down wherever you want to go.
That's gonna be cool to get. I hope there's a chance both of you are all racing next time I get the chance to come up there and help
Wasn't
both
he
you all out and
racing?
watch
Wasn't he
you all
racing
race.
whenever you came up, Levi?
I I can't remember. Did you happen to race at Dog Hollow on that Friday when I was up, Jordan? I can't quite remember.
No, that's the night after I blew the motor up that was in it. So my dad left, and he's like my right hand man when it comes to doing all that stuff. And him and my parents and my two little brothers went to camp, so I stayed home and
I got you.
went to the races.
Because that weekend I came up, we went to Dog Hollow on Friday and Latrobe on Saturday. I was like, there was just so much going on when I got up there. It was hard for me to keep together who all was where at what time on what track.
A lot to take in. Yeah, I guess that's right. I guess you're right, Jordan. I guess yeah, you did. That was around the time whenever you blew that motor up. Now I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it was a rough year for me, that's for sure.
Well, going back, Jordan, go ahead and just tell our listeners here, how before we really get into 2021 and stuff. I mean, how overall, how did your year go? And tell some of the stories, I guess you could say, or events that happened throughout the year that really stuck out.
Probably one of the main stories, one of my favorite stories, probably the first night we all went to the races. We went down to Bedford, me, Tyler, Haley, King, and Uncle Tim all went down to Bedford for I guess you could say my debut. And that was probably the most fun I've ever had, sitting there and having Tyler and Uncle Tim there helping me out. It was pretty cool. But going down there,
that was
that
2 years ago, and
wait, what?
yeah, that was
Serious?
two. That was two. Yeah, that was your first race, and I was still getting
Dang.
my four door done. And
Oh,
remember,
crap.
because
I thought
your
that was last year.
your fuel pump stopped, and me and Tim were trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and excuse my French here, but we were trying to figure out what was going on, and it was ended up it was that wire or
Yeah,
fuse.
that fuel relay or
Yep,
whatever. My
yep,
bad.
yep.
Oh, yeah, I guess that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so
It seems like the other day, but
I guess I'll tell a story from this past year. Um, yeah, blew a bunch of tires out. Had a bunch of bad luck. Probably my favorite race was when I ended up on my roof the night before Tyler got his first win, actually. Started 20th or something like that and was running fourth and just sent it a little too deep going into 1 and 2 and flipped it about seven times. And it was probably the scariest moment, but coolest moment of the 2021 season.
Don't sound too cool flipping.
I mean, it's cool now after it happened, but
Yeah.
at the time it was like a, oh my gosh, am I gonna die kind of thing? Like,
yeah, because it is steep off Dog Hollow. It's steep. That backstretch is, and it's all washed out. So when you're going for a
yeah.
ride, but it really didn't do no damage to the car, really.
No, it was mostly just the roof was all dented up, and that was about it. But I mean, the cool thing about it was when EMTs told me my blood pressure was a little too high, they might need to take me to the hospital. But I don't think they realized I just flipped the car over 7 times, so I was a little scared.
No, I was just going to ask Jordan what he thought about the track on the iRacing League first race last week. I know it's a weird track and everything, but a lot of people don't race it. But what was your take on it?
I mean, I've raced. I've only ever really raced Weedsport when it comes to league racing, and it's never on the bottom like it was last Tuesday. So it kind of threw an 8 ball at us, and I was like, man, like normally we're up there ripping the wall down on the high side, but I mean you were hugging the bottom wall trying to get as much grip as you could, and it was real tricky for sure.
Yeah, that's cool, man. You started probably mid pack of the field and you got to the front pretty quick. On that very first lap, we had a wreck on that first lap, but after that, I think it all got settled out and you just drove it to the front.
Yeah, me and Tyler actually talked about it at the shop the one day. I was just real. Those restarts were real scary. Actually, you had to be real easy on the throttle going into one, or you were going to run the guy over in front of you. But you had to be worried about the guy behind you not running you over. So it was tricky, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Now,
I ended up
Jordan, going
watching.
into Williams Grove here, this next week. I mean, what's your take on Williams Grove, and what's the strategy for trying to get another win?
Hopefully, just get a good pill draw, man. I mean, that's what these pill draw races come down to. You just got to get a good start and hopefully not start too far in the back of the heat race and just have fun with it, man. Stay out of trouble, stay out of the wall, and
Now,
you'll cost yourself big time there.
yeah, the now Williams Grove, you know, now that now that track, is what you got: Williams Grove, Knoxville, Bristol. What's the other big one? There's another one, isn't there?
Lucia.
Lernerville.
Oh yeah,
Lernerville.
Lernerville
But
too.
I'm talking about like the big 5/8 or half mile, whatever they are. It's not just Williams Grove and Knoxville. There's one more, isn't there?
Volusia's technically a half mile, even though it's D-shaped.
Oh yeah, I guess it is, ain't it? Yeah. So I mean, so compared to like Bristol and Knoxville, um, you know Williams Grove's a little different. So I mean, have you run that track much? Like I've been off for a while, so I really don't know what you guys run. But I mean, what's your take on that track? Specifically.
Um, it all depends on really how many cars you can get in in the surfer with you. Because I mean, we ran a league race there over the last last summer, and it was more of like a top heavy track. But I mean, so was Weedsport, but Weedsport last week was bottom heavy. So I guess you can just say it goes on how many cars end up showing up for the race. That's what I feel like the track conditions going to base itself on.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, with this, like I said, this week coming up, Tuesday, everybody at actually time change. It's gonna be 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Um, Jordan, make sure you tell all your guys over there at Hot Lap Heroes that we did time change for them, and so it's easier on them because we didn't think about the Central Time and stuff. But who knows? I mean, maybe we're gonna have the winner on each week of the racing league. So who knows if you have another week like last week, maybe you just become a co-host on here.
Oh, man, I mean, hopefully that'd always be nice to come
Nah,
on
you
here
ain't
every
winning,
week
dude.
after a win.
I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take you out. I'm putting you in row G. You ain't winning this week.
What are you talking about? You did that in the practice session before we even got over here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I did. You're right. So yeah. So everyone, thanks Jordan for coming on here. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing. But no, dude, we appreciate you, making some time for us, Jordan, and getting on here and BSing about racing.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, man. Good luck this week.
Hey, thanks, guys. You too.
All right, everybody. That was Jordan McEvoy with Hot Lap Heroes, and so yeah, that wasn't a bad interview. That was pretty good. I'm glad he was able to get on there with us.
Yeah, man. That was good to get him on here.
I know it's surprisingly it's been a while. We've never even really ever had him on here, but he's constantly on with us in iRacing and even in Discord in general. He pops in from time to time and just I guess it's finally the first time we got him on here to talk with us.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, he's been asking me. Oh, wait, when am I getting on the podcast? I said, I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll fit you in. Fit you in. Act like we got a big long waiting list. Yeah, he's my little cousin, so of course I gotta mess with him a bit. But nah, um, that was good. That was a good interview there.
He
But
he did good last week on that
He did.
race, man. Because
he did.
Oh yeah.
he was real smooth and got to the front. But we all want to win, and
Yeah.
but
I mean, he put in
we
the
can't
work.
win.
He put in the work every time
Oh.
we threw up a session. Every time
Yeah.
we threw up a session, he was in there. He was actually he was, if not the only Hot Lap Hero guy. But yeah, sometimes Dane and them would join. But most of the time it was just Jordan. So he was putting in the work, testing that track out. And I just couldn't stick with him on the bottom. I was fine on the top. As soon as the top went away, how I can explain it was he would slide it in and kind of dive it back down, but he was already on the bottom. So his car was, I couldn't do that. My car didn't want to roll enough. It was too tight. And if I tried throwing it in, I was too loose and I would scrub speed. So how he had that car set up, really driving it in and then kind of turning it in the middle of the turn, um, worked good. And I even tried to brake and stuff and it didn't work. So yeah, he had to figure it out.
I was say by the time my race fell apart and I ended up pulling off the track completely. I ended up actually jumping in cab and watching from the driver's seat on him. It was like he could get that thing to stick on the one section that wasn't like burn up or there was like a very little patch left on the very bottom of that track, and he was able to keep it glued right to it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So we'll see. We'll see what this week's got in store for us. Hopefully, some of us Blood Eagle guys can get up to the front, and we ended up checking. It is on YouTube. Kel, what was was it still HAR Esports TV?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, it was HAR space E dash sports
Okay.
TV,
Okay. So,
and then we're the first one on there.
so check it
Our
out.
race is.
Show them some love. The guy Ron over there, he's one heck of a guy, and he does a good job. So go support his channel too, and go give it a like, and that'd be much appreciated from us. So, but before I forget, I want to thank Cole Demin. He ended up racing with us on Tuesday, and he's gonna be there this Tuesday as well over at First Guardian. one of the official sponsors for the Blood Eagle Racing League. And so yeah, go check out that. I mean, hey, we got some time now. I mean, you actually down south, I think they're still running, or yeah, it's down south they're still running. Yeah. So even something down there with the barcode, getting that barcode on a helmet, for all your information. So anything would ever happen, God forbid, at least you're taken care of. So First Guardian on Facebook, make sure you go check them out, and Sports Race Cars as well, official sponsor here of the Blood Eagle Racing Podcast. So yeah, go show them some love, and they support us, so we try to give them as much support as we can give, and that's about it. But I think that wraps up this week on the Blood Eagle Racing Podcast. So we will catch everybody Tuesday night, hopefully, getting on there cheering on the 418, 17, and M80. But if not, we'll catch you next Sunday.
Worldwide.